summer. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making cheesy pounded chicken with vegetables, Italian style. I really like this dish because it's very versatile. If you want Southwest, Mexican, Korean, whatever you name it, all you have to do is change the spices and the vegetables you're using. It's great. For more information on what I'm doing today, just go to my website, summerskitchen.net. You'll have all of the instructions there in case you miss anything on this video. But follow along with me. We're going to go over what we're using today. So today we're using this chicken breast, and I usually like to do about 1 chicken breast per 2 people. But you know your family better than I do. If you need more food or less food, you can go with that. You'll see this is actually marinated in one of my Wildtree spices. I will link that on the description, but you don't have to use that. Salt and pepper is fine. Later on we'll be pounding that out. Okay, so like I said, we'll be using this Wildtree Hearty spaghetti sauce blend, and also my standby that I use in everything I cook, the roasted garlic grapeseed oil. Obviously, if you don't have Wildtree products, you can use extra virgin olive oil in place of the grapeseed oil, and you can use Italian seasoning in place of the spaghetti sauce blend. But I recommend, if nothing else, you really get this stuff. It's awesome. Okay, we're also going to be using extra garlic because everything is garlicky in my household. It's an honest and must thing to have. We're going to be using a package of these sliced baby bellas, which is portobello mushrooms sliced, up. 1 onion, as I said, it's just 2 people. 1 bell pepper, and 1 each of the summer squash, a zucchini, and a yellow squash. And then a handful of mozzarella cheese. Now for your tools you're going to be using a chef's knife, a Ziploc bag for the pounding process, my mallet, a food mover just to help me get the items over to the stove, and then some aluminum foil for tenting later on to melt the cheese. Okay, with that, let's get started. Now I'm obviously using this cutting board as extra protection because I'm anal, but you probably don't need that. But you see some of the juices from mine are coming out a little bit. Alright, so now the fun part, the aggression. If you have kids that like to help in the kitchen, this is the perfect task for them. Make sure that they're big enough they don't get their hands in the way. Now what I like to do is I like to put it to about 1/4 of an inch, just to make it too thin but not too thin. Did I say too thin but not too thin? You know what I mean. Nice and pounded. Now we're going to set this aside because we don't need this till later, and get started on chopping. Can you hand me that towel? I knew I forgot something. So I like to, when I'm chopping a bell pepper, I like to take the cheeks off, as I call them. Go around all 4 corners and just kind of take these off. And then the little bottom part there. So the important part is to get this white pithy part out because it's bitter and doesn't taste very good, and it will actually affect your cooking if you have a lot of it in there. So we're going to cut this into strips, and there's a piece of this in there, and I can use this side to get that pith off like that to make it easier on myself. Okay. Couple more chunks here. Okay, now that you've seen what I'm going to do, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Okay, so we're actually doing slices, and for the bell pepper, we're going to be doing cubes on the summer squash, yeah. So we start by taking the ends off. And we cut along the middle as best we can, just eyeball it. No one's using, rustic is okay in this household. We're not Anne Burrell who requires perfect cuts. I love her cooking, by the way, I'm just saying. Then we just kind of go along, make a little cube, dicey, as best to our abilities. And then we do the same with the zucchini. Okay. Now for the onions, pretty similar. Oh, damn. This one apparently has been sitting for a while in my kitchen. That's alright, we'll work around it. Okay, so on the onion I just cut off the ends, split it in half, And then we're just going to go through and make some thin slices. Get over there. Get out of my way. Couple slices here. Awesome. Okay, so the prep work is pretty much done. So now we're going to get to cooking. Take our oil, our seasoning. So you're going to want to use about 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil. A couple of times around the pan is pretty good because it's all we really need. If you need more, it's always okay to add more. It's hard to take it away. Let this get hot while I wash my hands. Okay, looks like our pan's good and hot. Let's start moving the vegetables in. You want to start with your onions and your bell peppers, because they take a little bit longer to cook. Break them up here. Okay. It's important to remember the salt is seasoned, I should say, every layer. You're not going to need very much salt. Don't forget we're putting cheese on that, and that has a lot of salt content already in it. Just a sprinkle of some salt, sprinkle of some pepper. Okay. Around. You'll notice I'm not putting the extra garlic in here just yet, because if you put garlic with a non-full pan, it will burn and get really bitter and ruin your dish. Trust me, it's not good. I've done it before. So as I was saying, if you want to do a Southwest dish, I would suggest some black beans, some corn would be really good, and maybe a Southwest seasoning or fajita seasoning to go on the chicken and the vegetables. Super tasty. Mexican style, you could do the chili powder and some cumin. That sounds good. If I was doing Mexican or Southwestern, you can also still keep the bell peppers and onions in just with Italian style that I'm doing, because this goes with just about every flavor. It gives good flavor to your dish. These are starting to get brown, so we're going to go ahead and add in the mushrooms next. Pre-washed, easy peasy. Now you don't want to salt and pepper these until it starts to saute a little bit more, because it will cause them to have problems. And as you can see, we're not getting very much coating with the oil anymore, so we're going to add a little bit more. Just a sprinkle. Yes. Okay, these are starting to get some good color on them, so it's time to go ahead and add in the summer squash. Okay, this is a good time we can start adding in the other spices. There's enough items in the pan that we won't have to worry about burning our garlic. To save on not dirtying up another utensil, I just use the tip of my knife. And I've been doing this long enough, that's probably about a couple of cloves of garlic minced. Obviously, if you don't like garlic much as I do, use less. Use more. You're in the kitchen. You're cooking. Okay. A little bit more salt and pepper. Again, easy on the salt. We only need a little bit to bring out the flavors. Now we're going to put our Italian seasoning in. I don't ever deal with those little shaker things that just drives me crazy. If you want to learn the best way to do things, is you can just take your palm and put one of your measuring spoons in it and start getting a feel of how much in your palm will make, and then you can just go from there. Well, unless your utensil are dirty up, right? And then we continue to saute and stir all the yummy vegetables in. Man, we have another sacrifice. Oh. Maybe I should have got a bigger pan.
That's too bad. When you use that pan because it's very hard to get food off. And you can't put it in the dishwasher.
This one you can't put in the dishwasher.
Just kidding. You can.
By the way, my daughter's recording and she has to do for me. And she's making commentary because she has to do the dishes when I cook as a rule in our house. And she's saying, why do you use that pan anyway? I was like, well, you can't put it in the dishwasher. She forgets this is the new one that I bought from Rachel Ray. You can't actually put it in the dishwasher. That's why I bought it to replace the other one. Now she's sticking her tongue out at me. You're welcome. Man, it's starting to smell good. This is starting to look pretty good. We got nice color on our veggies, but we don't want to overkill the vegetables because then all the nutrients won't be left in them. That's never good. So we're going to take it and we're going to put these vegetables on this pan. Some of them are stuck on there good. Alright, now we don't want to waste all that yummy flavor that's in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the same pan. It also makes it for easy cleanup. Okay, we're going to add just a little bit more oil now. About 1 teaspoon is all you need because we already have the juice in the chicken. So, open this up. Get our tongs out. Come on. Go ahead and fry that up. So now we're going to let this sit a couple minutes each side till it's cooked through, and then we do the final step, and then it's time to eat. Okay, while we're waiting for that to cook, I got a nice French loaf here. We're going to take it out. It's what we're going to be serving the vegetables and the chicken with. If you're doing a Mexican dish, tortillas are great. Southwest probably tortillas as well. Any kind of Indian style would be like maybe not with a naan. You can even do pita for some, maybe Mediterranean style. I'm just gonna slice off my daughter likes bread, so I gotta make an extra few pieces for her. Okay. Ready to turn already. Alright, now that final side's cooking, we're going to go ahead and get our cheese and our aluminum foil tent prepared. Some massive aluminum foil I got this time. Now you can see the chicken's nice and delicious. What we're going to do is we're going to take a couple spoonfuls of our vegetable mixture and put it right on top. Try to get a little bit of everything that you put on there. Still running away. Still trying to get away, mate, huh? Not today. Now we're going to take the cheese, we're going to layer it all over the top. Yum, 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 yum. This is why Cindy's glad I bought a new pan, because it's missed Becky before. Yum, 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 yum. Turn it down just a tad to medium. Okay. Now we're going to tint with our foil. Couple of minutes, and that's to get the cheese all nice and gooey and yummy. Smells so good. Okay, so mozzarella cheese does not get as gooey as I'd like, I forgot. But that's okay. It's still gonna taste awesome. So, there we go. Take the bread, plop it around, get it in there with some of the yummy juices. And there you have it. Up to me. So let me know if you tried this dish at home and how it came out in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please give it a like. That really helps me out because I'm just starting out. And please tell your friends about this channel if you think that you found anything useful. Thanks so much for coming by. See you next time. Just gonna do some QC on some of these vegetables. Oh, good. Wow. That's good.